Hello everyone, welcome to day 7 of our Back to Basics Fitness Challenge. Today's coaching video is a little bit different because I'm obviously not in the gym, not wearing my exercise clothes, because we're going to talk about a little bit more of a mindset topic for a few minutes this afternoon. So obviously one of the biggest points of doing the Back to Basics Challenge was to give you guys all of the how-to hands-on tools, like how to do a squat, how to do a lunge, what the exercise should feel like. My cats are going to have a nice fight behind us. Please don't kill each other right now. It's never a dull moment. That's why I love doing live videos. It's like entertainment, just unpredictable. Hey, who knows? Maybe the baby's going to wake up in a few minutes. But back to the whole mindset chat. Obviously, the information about how to do the exercises and how to set up your equipment and all of that kind of very technical information is really, really important to get you started. But one of the biggest roadblocks to consistent, regular exercise routine is the mindset part. So this is why it's easy to do a challenge for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or a month or even 2 months. But when life happens, like work gets crazy, vacations happen, people get sick, you need to help out your parents or your children or your sister or your brother or your neighbor, exercise is one of those things that goes to the wayside pretty quickly. It definitely does in my life too. It's not like I'm perfect and I have it all figured out. But obviously, because I do coach exercise on the regular and all the mindset stuff that goes along with it, I feel like I've got a couple of unique insights on how we can improve our motivation. So the theme of this motivational chat, mindset chat this afternoon is momentum, not perfection. And so what we need to get wrap our heads around is the idea that when we're attached to these ideas of perfection when it comes to our exercise routine, it actually hinders our momentum. So the perfect workout routine would be like 5 days a week, 1 hour every workout, a 5-minute warm-up, some intervals, some, 20 to 30 minutes of intense weight training, some core work, and like a bit of mobility at the end, right? That would be the ideal perfect thing that you would do like 5 days a week, and there'd be some cardio in there and a little bit of yoga and some, stretching and meditation, which is great. And if you can handle that in your life and it works in your life, that is awesome. I'm not saying don't do it. There's been many years that my life, my schedule and my lifestyle fit that type of exercise routine. But if you are struggling to get your workouts in consistently, chances are pretty good that 5 days a week for 1 hour every single time is just not realistic. So we have to get away from this idea that we're striving for the perfect workout routine, and more that we have to adapt and own this idea that something is better than nothing. So these 20 to 30 minute strength workouts with small warm-ups, in your home, wearing bare feet, maybe you're still in your pajamas with your dumbbells and your tubing, doesn't need to be fancy exercise equipment, totally counts, totally works, it's totally effective, and getting away from what's perfect and into what's doable is actually going to help to create that momentum so that you can keep going. So other things like that really hindered me when I had a kid were, sometimes I'd have to start and stop my workout a few times because she'd wake up from her nap. Or sometimes I'd have to work out in the evening, whereas I knew that normally an exercise in the mid-morning was the best time for me. But getting away from perfect into what's doable, I just had to get to the place where I was embracing that something is better than nothing. I can say, oh, it doesn't work in my life, and just not do any exercise at all, and then feel achy, sore, tired, exhausted, fatigued. Or I can try my best to make something fit in, even if it's only 20 or 30 minutes, even if it's not the hardest workout I've ever done, and adapt it so that it continues that momentum, so that when there are times in my life where I'm not traveling, don't have a ton of work projects going on, kids not finding naps, you know, family doesn't need as much help, then I can get the longer workouts in because I've already got that momentum going, okay? So that's the whole idea of momentum over perfection. The other thing that I have found is really, really helpful when it comes to maintaining motivation and increasing that momentum and keeping it going is this idea of activation energy. So activation energy is basically the amount of energy it takes you to get started doing something or to activate yourself into a workout, for this example. So let's say you work on one side of the city and you have a gym membership at a gym on the other side of the city, and then your home is 20 minutes further from there. It's going to take a lot of activation energy at the end of a long day when you're tired, you've made a ton of decisions at work, you got to battle traffic to get to one place and then battle traffic to get back home. That would take a lot of activation energy for that workout to happen. Or maybe if you haven't set up a defined workout space, it does not need to be fancy. It literally could be a corner of your office or, you know, a small area in your basement that has your weights set up and your tubing set up and a mat set up, maybe some music, that sort of thing. If you don't have that set up, you're probably not going to get the workout in, because when you feel like doing the workout, if the stuff is not ready and available for you, it's going to be a lot harder, right? Way more activation energy. Think about the times of day. Like, when is it easiest for you activation energy wise to get the workouts in? Is it easier in the morning because you're more motivated? Are you an afternoon exerciser because it works better with your schedule? Are you the type of person that comes home after work and you're like, no, I need to get my workout in, it's my de-stressing from the day? Or are you the type of person that comes home from work and lies down on the couch and it's like, it would take all the activation energy in the world to get me off this couch right now and exercise? You have to know yourself, and you have to think about when it's going to be easiest for you, so you don't have to master this massive mountain of momentum and motivation to just get the workout done. Is it easy if you tell your friend that you are going to do this workout challenge and she's going along with you? So you have someone that's texting you, when are we going to get workout 2 in, right? Are you that type of person that wants to work out with someone? Can you find a gym that's close to your office on your lunch hour? So how can we take the activation energy, or the amount of effort that it takes us to get our workouts in, and how can we lower it? For me, and I know my situation's not like everyone, I work from home, and I'm taking care of our child usually on my own. Like, my husband travels a lot for work and he's gone for really long periods of time. For me, it's a really low activation energy to get my workouts in at home. I don't have to leave. I don't have to organize childcare. Sometimes they're short because her naps are unpredictable, but that's the easiest place for me to get it done. I have a special room that has equipment in it. I can go in there, I can turn on the music, and I always tell myself I'm going to feel better after, because I always do. So that's how I decrease the activation energy. Whereas if I was paying for a gym membership, I need to organize a babysitter or a friend to watch my kid. It's just way more steps to them getting the workout in. So how can we take the steps down and embrace that even though we're taking this activation energy down, the result might be, it's not going to be as perfect. Like, it would be more perfect if I went to the gym and had a 1-hour workout, you know, in my running shoes and my workout clothes. But that's not going to happen that often. So I can't get the momentum going as easy as I can when I do it at home, sometimes in my bare feet. You know, sometimes I haven't had a shower in 3 or 4 or 5 days. But it happens and it gets done, and then the momentum keeps going. So I want you to think about your workouts that way. Same here, says Mirelle. Attending group exercise classes is a thing of the past for me now. It works workouts in my home gym now. I totally agree. I love group exercise. You know what? Maybe at another time in my life, it's going to be something that works better, and that's great. But it's about embracing what works in our life now, not pining for the past. And holy man, I've sure done a lot of that lately. So, as you watch this, obviously a lot of you guys are going to be watching this after the fact, which is great. Type in the things that you know work for you. Like Mirelle just said, it works for her to work out in her home. It works for me to work out in my home. It works for me to not stress about having like all the perfect fitness gear on. Like sometimes I wear a sports bra, sometimes I don't. Sometimes my hair is in a ponytail, sometimes it's sideways from getting out of the bed in the morning and just getting the workout done. Sometimes my cats have a large fight in the middle of my workout and I have to yell at them, but it's not going to be perfect, and then it is actually going to get done. So how can we get rid of perfection and have momentum as the goal? And because momentum is our goal, we can ride the natural and normal waves of motivation that are always going to go up and down. It's absolutely unrealistic for us to expect that our motivation is going to be like this all the time. It's not. Motivation is affected by our sleep, by our stress levels, how much support we have, what's going on with us physically, mentally. And the idea is not that we wait for the motivation to be high, because we could be waiting for a really long time. It's that we work at creating momentum, and then momentum will help to increase the motivation. Okay? So I want you to think about those things. Those are your new little tips and tricks for today, a little bit more mindset style versus like setting up your squat and setting up your tubing. And all of these things come together, having the technical know-how and the mental know-how, and that helps consistency, which is obviously the goal of getting back into a regular exercise routine. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, depending where you are in the world when you're watching this. Type your questions and comments in below, and this will be up on our YouTube playlist later this evening. All right, talk to you soon.